I
There's
like
a
to tilt
more
my head
efficient
back
way.
and then I can float more, you know?
Yeah, your head weighs a lot, so if you tilt it
It does.
back,
Yeah, you
you're
just
gonna
like
push
a,
that center balance. Yeah.
yeah.
Take a deep breath, float.
That's what I do. Okay, so our next guest is Olympic gold medalist and goalie of Team USA water polo, Ashley Johnson. What was the first thing through your mind when you realized that Tokyo 2020 would be Tokyo 2021?
The first thing in my mind was thinking about how close we were. And that's hard because you have this one goal in mind. You have this one thing that you're moving for, this date that you're like, okay, there are a lot of things that can change. Everything's kind of to be decided, but this is the one thing that won't change. And when it moved, it was a little disappointing. I had to kind of refocus myself, rethink our season, and then move forward, but I was definitely jarred. Yeah.
So how about when your Olympic dream began? Let's go in the pool. When did it all begin for you?
My actual Olympic dream didn't start until college. My dream to be great in my sport started when I was really young. I always wanted to push myself in whatever I did, and I always worked really hard to get there. I never really imagined that I could be an Olympian in water polo. I never really saw the opportunity for myself to get there, but I knew that I wanted to push myself to get to college. I wanted to push myself academically. I wanted to just be the best player that I could be and go as far as I could.
So who convinced you then, and how did they do so, that the Olympics is what you want to do, who you want to become?
Yeah, so it's interesting because a lot of people did have that dream for me before I had that dream for myself. There's no one, water polo is a predominantly white sport, and obviously I'm African American. I didn't see a lot of people who look like me in that space. I didn't like, I had role models in the sport, but I really wasn't able to see myself there. But yeah, my coaches, my mom, the people who were involved with the national team who saw me when I was young, saw me play, just I was pushed to be in the right spaces that I could realize that dream for myself, which is really important for me as an athlete because I prize balance over everything. And I never wanted water polo to dominate my life. Even though it's a huge tenet, like being in a sport, being around, it's where I've like developed a lot of my close friendships and developed a lot as a person. I've always wanted all of the things in my life to balance themselves out. So I think that if I had had that Olympic dream throughout my whole life, it would have been, I would have like kind of burned out at a certain point, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it almost feels like it's less pressure, maybe even too. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, definitely. As an elite athlete now, I am learning the mental tools and have developed through my career the mental tools to like mitigate that pressure that I put on myself to be excellent and that I put on my teammates and everyone else. But throughout my career, it's always been about having fun, you know? Like water polo never seemed like a job, never seemed like an obligation. Swimming definitely did, and my swim coach will tell you that when I was younger. But yeah, having water polo be this like release and something that I saw as like a fun activity to play with my friends is something that I carry with me now, in addition to the pressure that I now feel to like perform at my best always and hold myself to a professional standard.
So what's your favorite memory then of getting to Rio, winning gold, and living out a dream that you never even grew up with? What was your favorite memory of being there?
My favorite memory of being in Rio is getting to see my family celebrate with me in the stands after we won gold. And it was actually really special for me to be able to look up after every game and before every game and see them in the stands like cheering for me, because it's like you always know your family's there. But I have four siblings. It's my four siblings, me and my mom, And it's just not easy for them to travel to Russia or to China or all of these places that we get to compete at an elite level with the girls that I spend all of my time with, the women that I train with and grow together with. And that was just what my childhood was, being with my family and having them cheer me on, playing with them, playing against them, and growing with them. So it was really cool for those two worlds to merge at like the pinnacle of that season and what we had trained towards that whole Olympic cycle.
So what's one thing about the fame or the attention that comes with being a gold medalist that you never understood fully until bringing back that medal from Rio?
Something about the fame of having a gold medal that I didn't really understand before is how much responsibility comes with it.
Mm.
And I think it comes with being a prominent figure in any sport, in any arena. There's a responsibility to represent the people who stand behind you, the people who look up to you, and the people who have helped you get to where you are and want to be where you are in the future. And when I was younger, that responsibility, even before I knew that I could get to the Olympics, before I was like even a gold medalist, I felt this responsibility to represent. And it felt scary when I was younger. It felt intimidating. And I think now that I've matured and grown a little and really understood what the responsibility is, it's just another welcome pressure. It's another thing that I take seriously and that I hope to move forward with in a positive way. And yeah.
And so we'll be at 5 years since winning that gold medal by the next time you're in the pool as an Olympian. Does it feel like 5 minutes or does it feel like 5 years?
It honestly, at different points in different days, it feels like it was so recent and also so far away. I don't know how to describe it, but like I'll hang out with some of my teammates. About half of the team has returned. So I'm training with about half of the 2016 team towards 2021. And it's just like different moments. You really try to create a new quad when you move into a new quad. But there are just moments where you just like bring it back. You see a play, you guys have a moment in the weight room, like it's just in the team room hanging out on a trip. It'll just take you right back to the moment within that quad. And it's just, I think those connections are so cool.
So you mentioned your teammates. How about the Olympic Village? Us regular human beings. I like to call us NARPs, right? Non-athletic, regular people. We never get to experience anything like that. We can only see it from a distance. So when you're inside of those walls, how do you describe day-to-day life being in there with all the greatest athletes in the world?
So the Olympic Village was such a cool experience and such an important part of my experience in Rio because I was in the same place as all of my idols growing up, all of these people who are training at the top of the level of their sport and like have these huge dreams that matched mine or exceeded mine and have this like internal drive and just passion for all of the same things. And it was just really cool to be able to, me and my teammate, Sammy Hill, another goalkeeper, we would spend countless hours in the dining hall, just like meeting as many people as we could, like trying our language skills, learning new words and just random. It was just really, really amazing to be in a place where so many countries come to meet and pursue such similar goals.
How about the favorite person, favorite athlete that you met? Was there somebody in particular that you were staking out a little bit, waiting for him to go over and get a little bit of food, and then all of a sudden you get your quick introduction? Who did you want to meet in the Olympic Village?
I definitely wanted to meet Serena Williams, and I got close to meeting her, but I'm like the kind of person who doesn't want to bombard someone who's already being bombarded. So I kept my distance there, but there was no one that I was like really trying to meet. There were a lot of people who I didn't even know there that I just wanted to I was just like trying to interact with anyone who I think that everyone has something to bring. And if they're there, I was like trying to learn their story, see where they're from, what sport they're competing in, how they're hoping to do. And I think that was just really eye-opening.
So are half the people partying and the other half of the people are getting ready for the biggest day of their lives? Like what's the balance? How does that even make sense? How can those people live near each other?
I know, it's really interesting because our tournament goes from the very start of the Olympic Games until the very end. So we're kind of laser focused the whole time. We're doing on our off days, like the days we don't have games, we do 2 practices a day. And on our game days, we do 1 practice in the morning and then game in the afternoon. So we're kind of, and our pool was 45 minutes away from the village. So we're in transit a lot. But the people who, like track athletes, might have one event during the whole 2 week, or swimmers or divers. So they'll come in, spend their time, and then have their event and then be done. And I'm not sure how it cycles out, but we heard a lot of partying while we were sleeping, especially towards the end.
Well, when you said be done, they'll be done with their event, but they
Yeah.
still will live in the Olympic Village. So the partying will be taking place possibly next door or nearby.
Yeah, so they'll stay in for at least like a day or two after their event. I think that in terms of bed space, they try to because maybe like, I don't really know how this works, but maybe like diving will be the first week and then swimming will be the second week. So the divers will go through their events, stay through that first week, and then swimmers will come in and take over their like space.
Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so how about your favorite life experience that you've gotten to be able to do because of water polo?
My favorite life experience so far because of water polo has been um, getting to live in Greece and train and just experience the culture, learn a little bit of the language. I lived there for about 9 months, and it was so amazing. It was a completely different culture than I'd ever been exposed to. It was just indescribable. It was really cool. I want to go back for sure.
And Ashley, as you get back into the pool here, what's the process of building back up into Olympic shape, if you will? Are you cycling out of it and now cycling back in, or what's your plan inside of your head?
So my plan is to follow my coach's plan.
Probably
He's
smart.
definitely been under a lot of pressure because we're like, what's the plan? What's the plan? What's the plan? And there's so much uncertainty right now. There's so
Yeah.
little that anyone knows. So he's been like trying to give us like tentative outlines. Right now we're training like we're in the off season. So we're just trying to maintain shape and then we'll ramp up when we get back in. But right now there is no solid plan. I've been doing a lot of Peloton cycling.
Me too.
But it's
Me
so
too.
good, right?
Yeah, oh my God. It's
Robin
the
Arzon,
best.
she's good.
You're not even thinking about working out. You're just, you're engaged. That's what it's all
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
It's about staying moving. It's about keeping that mindset. It's about working towards a schedule, but
Yeah.
knowing that anything could change at any point. And we've been working a lot with our sports psychologists. Like we've worked a lot with our sports psychologists in the past, but it's especially relevant, this mental skills that we've developed with him that we thought we're like, why are we doing this? Why do we have to do mindfulness? Now it's really applying. It applies in games, but now it's like in our life, we're living through like being in our own space and like working with the emotions that might be clouding our vision here, taking a step back and realizing how that's affecting us and moving
Yeah.
past.
Yeah. And actually, with respect to the shape that you're in, are you back there just treading water the whole game? I mean, you have to
Yeah,
keep yourself afloat before the ball even gets there.
Yeah,
That's got to be tiring.
At this point it's second nature. Like I feel like I could tread forever. Like it's not really that taxing on me to just tread with my hands in the water
Interesting.
for however many hours.
Are you're
If I
using your
lift my
hands
hands
more
up.
than your legs?
I do. That's how I tread for sure.
Is that allowed? Is that regulation or is that what do they tell
Oh
you?
yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
no, however you can stay above water is how you stay above water.
I
There's
like
a
to tilt
more
my head
efficient
back
way.
and then I can float more, you know?
Yeah, your head weighs a lot, so if you tilt it
It does.
back,
Yeah, you
you're
just
gonna
like
push
this.
that center balance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath, float.
That's what I do.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's
so you're using
definitely.
your arms. Give me your actual underwater. What are you trying to do?
So my hands are moving like this on the surface, and my legs are moving. It's called egg beater because it's
Egg beater.
looks like a egg beater, like
Yeah.
a whisk. But the most efficient way to do it is this way, and your hands moving evenly over the surface of the water. You don't want your hands too deep. You don't want your hands too light. You want them right at the surface because they'll grab water and they'll be able to react out to a lunge when the shot comes.
Got it. That's
Yeah. So the
awesome. That's
faster you
awesome.
tread, the higher you'll get out of the water and the harder you have to move your hands.
And you're tall already, so I imagine that when you're really able to elevate yourself, I mean, you're probably able to touch the top of the goal easily, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. The
Just
goal
pop
isn't
out of
that
the
high. It's about like horizontal movement.
horizontals.
Yeah.
Okay, I know a lot about water polo. Can you tell? All right, this
Yeah,
is
you
what we
gotta
call.
get in.
I know. I'm watching from you. You're teaching me. I'm learning from the best. All right, so this is what we call the lockdown lightning round. It's a
Okay.
very simple concept. We go past or present, anyone through the history of time. Who would you most want to join your quarantine crew and why?
This one's hard.
Hard
Okay,
question.
well, it's present, so it's Chrissy Teigen, and she's gonna teach me all of everything I need to know in the kitchen, everything I need to know about fun, family, and yeah, no, she's so fun.
Amazing. Okay. So we talked a bit about your experience in the Olympic Village, and for the most part, you're working out, right? Because you have the extent of the Olympic Games that you have to be lasered in. But
Yes.
after you won gold, what did you guys do? What was the party like the night after winning gold?
So it was really fun because all of our friends and family came together. We went out in Ipanema. It was really cool. But honestly, I was exhausted. I was so tired, and so were all my teammates. Like I stayed out for 3 hours, which is a short night for me, because we went right after our game. I stayed out for 3 hours and then passed out and woke up at like 2 the next day. And then we
Would
were
you,
flying home almost immediately.
did you guys go to like a local bar or something, or where'd you guys go?
Yeah,
Did
someone
you really?
found it. I don't, yeah, we just followed the leader. We always do that. It's so fun.
That's the way to do it. I love even you guys are doing that. How about what do you do with a gold medal?
My gold medal is with my mom in Miami.
And what does she do with it?
She has like, okay, so she has this case. All of me and my siblings played water polo and swam together our
Yep.
whole lives. So all of our like participation swim ribbons are in this case, and my gold medal is in the swim ribbon
I love
case.
it. It's as easy as that. Ashley, thank you so much for taking some time. We cannot wait to see you back in the water doing what you do best. And please stay safe as we go along.
Thank you so much, Jack. Thank you for having me. And you stay safe too.